And so, from your experience working with various professionals and different industries, what do you see are the main barriers for businesses to achieve their ESG and sustainability goals? And how can individuals like us make a
Yeah, that's a good question. I think there's quite a few barriers to businesses achieving their sustainability goals today. So I think the first one is, in my opinion, education. So you can't solve a problem until you properly understand it. And climate change literacy is something that is still very rare in most organizations, even at the highest levels. So if the leaders of an organization don't have a solid grasp on the problem and the risk and the opportunities that climate change presents, then the chances of the business to achieve their goals are pretty slim. So I think that's a first, probably first and really important barrier. And sometimes the motivation to learn may not be there just because there's a conflict with the usual incentives that we find in the corporate world. So there's a quote from someone, I should know the name, but I don't. But they said it's difficult to get a man to understand something when his salary depends on him not understanding it.
Mm.
So there's those in conflicts of interest that are interested dynamics in those barriers. Um, I think a second barrier is the fact that very often sustainability still operates in silos in organizations. So sustainability experts have been contained to one department and they have a limited scope and access to resources. And they're often very disconnected from the rest of the organization. So they've been doing amazing work, but they can't do all of that work by themselves. So I think until we start seeing in organizations climate chief climate officer or sustainability officer roles that have a direct line with the CEO and sustainability being embedded in every role of the organization, then companies won't be in a good position to achieve their ESG and sustainability goals. Um, and then a third